Friday, May 13th, Brooklyn, New York. Are you ready to play a wicked mass? As Ride Along presents Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Everything must glow. Junior George official birthday party featuring live from Grenada for the very first time. Little Jello.
Why not Ginger?
Jello.
And you're playing band.
Together with the Energy Kings of Soca, Looney Spark and Electrify Live. Also coming to shell the place down, it's Mr. Lex and Denise Sosiwa Belfon. All going down inside 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. Get your early bird tickets for only $30 more at the door. Get them on Eventbrite, nightmass.eventbrite.com. And for more details, 718-701-5720. Your DJs, DJ Hot Stepper, Lil B, and DJ Spice. It's Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Glow sticks on entry. Wear something white. Midnight Mass. Inside of Brooklyn, 170.
Well, it's on the Ride Along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess we call it typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact.
Yeah. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Mic'd up. Yes. Hey, welcome to Thursday on the Ride. How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good night. Night Riders. Jane Chateau, how you doing? Yes. I'm kind of liking the 7 p.m. How you guys like 7 p.m.? How do you like 7 p.m.? How do you like 7 p.m.? You guys like 7 p.m.? I think I'm loving 7 p.m. How about that? Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Yes, Jane Chateau, ticker name as present. You're present. All right, guys, today we are continuing this conversation, right, with high-level police commissioners, ASPs, high-ranking police official to get a broader understanding, a better understanding on the policing in the Caribbean. We're trying to get an understanding because I think it's important that we educate ourselves because each jurisdiction may have different procedures. So oftentimes we get a lot of viewers and supporters and guests in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Of course, Grenada, Jamaica, Trinidad. Just earlier this week, we had the former police commissioner from Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Gary Griffith. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch his interview, we urge you guys to go back on the page and check it out. And today, we have the current police commissioner of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mr. Colin John is here with us. So come in, guys, and share the thing. Also going to give you guys an opportunity to call in and just chat. It's a conversation that we're going to have. All right? I big up to Elaine Francis in Jamaica. How you doing? Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Thank you. Adriana King, everybody. I see you. I see the Vincent Chan crew, boy. I see the Vincent Chan crew. All right. Let me continue to share a little bit again. Let me share again, guys. If you haven't shared yet, Kobe. If you haven't shared yet, guys, go ahead and share it now. Okay. If you haven't shared yet, go ahead and share now. Let me do the same over here. Yes. Yeah, hold on. He's not on yet. Hold on. We're not going to bring him on until we get everything shared up. Hey, big up to the folks at ANN News Network in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that also started to share our program as well. So let's bring him on. Mr. Colin John. Mr. John, how are you doing, sir? How are you? All right. Let's get Mr. John audio and video fix up. Mr. John, could you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Hey, all right, there we go. Mr. Colin John, ladies and gentlemen. Live and direct from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, Mr. Colin John, guys, is a commissioner on police in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. He was enlisted in the police force in 1988. Then he was transferred to the office of the Director of Public Prosecution in 2001 and appointed as the Assistant Director of Public Prosecution. He served in that position until 2016. Today, he's coming to you, talking to us from the position of Commissioner of Police. Mr. John, welcome again. How are you doing? You good?
Yeah. Yes, Julian, thanks for the opportunity to address your audience. I see that you have a very large following. I am really happy for this opportunity to address people generally.
Yeah. You know, I think, as I said from the top, Mr. John, I think it's important that we get a broader sense of understanding on policing in the region. And hence the reason why we are on this tour to do that, to educate ourselves, to educate our viewers on that. So again, we're happy that you're on. Mr. John, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your expertise as a police officer, or police, not a police officer, police commissioner.
Well, before I became police commissioner as a constable, I joined the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force in January 1988. I worked several departments and divisions, including beat and patrol, several outstations. I worked immigration department. I worked at the narcotics department, criminal investigations department. I worked at the police canteen. I was an instructor at the training school. I subsequently off to England, where I pursue a law degree. University of Wales, where I got class honors. Called to the bar in Wales on the 22nd, then called to the bar of the Caribbean Supreme Court in October of 2010. I did a stint at the office of the DPP, where I got to the position of assistant DPP. I then returned to the police force in 2016 as deputy commissioner, and I'm here now as commissioner of police. The experience gained very useful, and is currently serving me in good stead. And I hope that I am doing justice to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and to the Caribbean as a whole.
Yeah. You know, we had a conversation, we had an opportunity to speak with Gary Griffith, who was the police commissioner there in Trinidad, but his rise to police commissioner was a little bit different. He was not a police officer prior, right? How important do you think, or do you think it's important that arising to the job, the task of a police commissioner, one must first go through the rank of police officer and upwards into the position? What's your thoughts on that?
In my opinion, it's not a total prerequisite, but it helps because the experience gain can be very useful. Also, human being who they are, persons may develop some animosity, or they may feel that they are somewhat deprived, that an outsider, quote unquote, just comes into the organization and come from the top, and persons can get disgruntled, and you may not get the full support of the members of the organization if you enter the organization through that route or through that position.
Right, yeah. And I totally agree. But with your wealth of information, with your knowledge coming in, I see that, I mean, your resume is very long. What are some of the problems, the issues? Let's start from there. that's affecting the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines as it relates to crime? What are some of the current burning issues in St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the moment?
The current burning issues, drugs and gun crimes, and the spill off of these. We are a country that's surrounded by water. We have beautiful beaches. We have lots of facilities for fishing, but that blessing can also be a burden as well, where it difficulties in managing our several bays and quays within St. Vincent and surrounding St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we have limited resources. So that can pose a problem, and it can pose an opportunity for persons who want to engage in nefarious practices to ply their trade. So I would say that the main issues are drugs and guns and the ancillary activities relating to those things.
Let's touch on gun crime. How prevalent is gun crime? Because we've seen, I was looking at a survey in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which says, I mean, the crime rate has been very low in comparison, right? But we've seen as of recently, that we're going to get into a little bit later, a somewhat of an increase in crime. We had 4 murders or 4 homicides in 4 days, and we could talk about that in more details later. But the prevalence of gun crime, the gun crime, how prevalent is gun crime as a crime fight, as a policing apparatus? How prevalent is the gun crime in St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the moment?
I would say 2 prevalent. One gun, one illegal firearm is one too many. And persons seem to be emboldened the fact that you may have in your possession a firearm. If the persons did not have or do not possess an unlawful firearm, they may be more likely to settle their conflict in a more amicable manner. But persons may find themselves in possession of an illegal firearm, and they may feel that, okay, yeah, you have strength and that you can do what you feel like to anyone you feel like. So it is too prevalent as far as I'm concerned. And we are doing things to try and curtail that, or to try and stem the issues of guns within St. Vincent and Grenadines. The government has bought a Coast Guard. We have been given assistance from the regional security system. We have been given assistance from the U.S. Southern Command. So we are not only tackling it as Vincentians, as St. Vincent and the Grenadines alone, but it's a regional effort in the fight against drugs and gun crime.
Yeah, where are these guns coming from?
Well, based on our intel, a lot of the firearms originate from North America. We have known of several methods of transportation or shipment of those guns to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Some I would not want to go into at this moment, because we don't want to alert the criminals as to our intel. But we have had reports of firearms entering St. Vincent and Grenadines through barrels. We also have intercepted vessels coming into St. Vincent from neighboring Venezuela and other Caribbean countries with guns. So the porous nature of our island, along with the commerce from North America and other countries, is facilitating the shipment of guns to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Right, again, guys, we're talking here with the Police Commissioner of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and from the top, I want you guys to be engaged and I see a lot of Vincentians on the line, so I'm going to give you guys an opportunity as well to engage with the police commissioner on matters of current matters that's affecting St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't know, it's not about the drama, it's about getting the information and getting reliable and credible information out there. So it's not about calling and disrespecting anyone, guys. When you do call, it's about calling and asking pertinent questions about matters that's affecting the population, that's affecting people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, if you want to call at any point in time, the number on the screen you could call is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Let's move on a little bit about on crime fighting as it relates to sexual matters, or matters of sexual molestation, kids, women. How prevalent is that matter affecting the population?
We have seen several cases of sexual related offenses. Organization address that issue. Among it we have done, we have set up a sexual offenses unit that deals specifically with that. We have done education of children and other groups, church groups, non-governmental organizations, as to advise them as to preventative methods as regard offenses.
Right. I saw someone was just trying to call in right there, but guys, we missed a call. If you call in on the WhatsApp, again, the number is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. There has been reports as well, Mr. John, as it relates to police officers involved in sexual crimes. How is the hierarchy, or what is set up to deal in internal sexually related matters in the police force?
Once these matters are reported, they are investigated. If there's sufficient evidence, then charges are brought.
This one particularly, I'll give you, there's an article that was released about 3 police officers on criminal charges. The 3 corporal, each with over 20 years of service, have been suspended from duty pending the outcome of criminal charges against them. The police-related department said on Friday that 2 of the officers have been charged with rape, while the 3rd was charged with burglary and criminal trespassing. Has there been an increase? Have there been a reported increase of police-reported sexual crime internally in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines police force?
Well, that article was, I think, about 2017, 2018. And I can report that the matters went to court, went through the system. They had several hearings and adjournments. The virtual complainants in all of the matters went to court and indicated that they were not given evidence. It is not as if, well, the organization in any way condone or encourages any of those activities. As I said before, once the reports are made, the matters would be investigated. If there's sufficient evidence to support and sustain these charges, then the conviction is, at least I can recall at least one officer who is currently on suspension for a charge of rape. That matter is still before the court.
Right. This article is actually not 2018, but in fact 2019. Has these 3 officers been reinstated in the police force?
The short answer to that is yes. They went through the system. They were acquitted. There's nothing to prevent, there's no criminal conviction against them. There's nothing to prohibit them from, they were reinstated.
Right. We saw today that Grenada, the police commissioner there in Grenada made a statement, a bold statement, because there has been reports of something similar, internal matters involving police and sexual related crimes, and they instated a special task force of police officers and others, community leaders, to deal with this matter. Is there any setup or directive or office to handle when police officers are involved or are accused of sexually related crime, or is it that the police are investigating matters dealing with the police? How is that set up?
These offenses, the matters investigated by the police.
All right, we lost connection there with the commissioner. Hopefully he'll get a better connection and he'll come back on. Again, guys, we're going to keep the phone lines open. If you want to call in at any point in time, you could do so. The phone number is 718-701-5720. So, Commissioner, we lost you there for a bit.
Yeah, I was saying that when the matters of the police, the files are then sent to the Director of Public Prosecution for a determination to be made as to whether there is sufficient evidence to support and sustain these charges. If, in the opinion of the DPP, there is sufficient evidence to support and sustain these charges, then charges are laid. I added that there's also a body called the Police Oversight Committee that is headed by a Minister of Religion, and they also from time to time would interface with the public and with the police as regard reports or allegations against the police.
Right. Again, guys, I saw the phone lines lit up about 3 times and we lost the connection. If you was just trying to call and you didn't get through, you could try to call us back again. The number again is 718-701-5720. You could call in right now on the live. Let's put you up. Caller, stand by caller. Turn your background down a little bit so we'll be able to pull you on. All right, stand by. Let me just fix that Bluetooth right here and then I'll get your audio. Stand by. I call her live. Go right ahead.
Hi, good evening, Junior.
Hi, good evening.
This is Adriana King from St. Vincent. I want to raise an issue of concern here tonight as the commissioner is, there with you. Well, he's online. Now, there's a situation that happens in St. Vincent and the Grenadines ever so often. It has affected me. And it has affected my cousin, Kenton King, on at least 3 occasions, I think now, which is simply this. Vincentians are arrested on a Friday, whether it's morning, afternoon, whatever the case is, and they are held at the police station for as long as the police commissioner pleases himself. And I say that because the last time when my cousin was arrested, the commissioner was at the police canteen having a grand time and blatantly refused to even speak to his lawyer about station bail or any of that. And he mocked the whole thing, And this doesn't just affect my cousin or me. It affects all Vincentians who get arrested on a Friday evening, so that Vincentians know this. In fact, a couple years ago, when my aunt had a matter before the court, she missed the date, the time for whatever reason, and showed up at the police station in Kingston to say, well, okay, I had a matter. I didn't make it in mess, but I'm here now. And a radio personality, a newspaper media personality, Life Compton, was on raid and he made a statement, why she didn't hide out for the weekend because she know what was going to happen. That is how it is here. People know. And my thing is, if the police commissioner is to have the force carry out their jobs in a professional manner, those sort of things would not happen. For instance, the last time my cousin was arrested, he was arrested in the morning and he could have been taken in front of a magistrate. He could have even been given station bail by the commissioner or another high-ranking officer. That did not happen. And you get this sort of feeling that the police commissioner and others use their office to deliver spikes on Vincentians, and it needs to stop. You have a guy picked up for a spliff, and maybe the police officers don't like him, so he's left there until Monday morning and dragged in front of magistrate, haven't been, had a proper bath or anything like that. The conditions in which they're held is torturous. It's filthy. There's no place for them to sleep except for a hard bench there or the floor. Like I said, I have been in this position as a woman. I've been kept at the police station for a weekend, having only a board structure to sleep on.
Right.
And these things are happening too often. They need to stop.
Is there
the
a specific?
law clearly states what should happen.
Sorry to cut you, but is there a specific question that you want to have the commissioner answer?
Very much correct. Show all the preambles and the ramblings. I am still to get what question she's trying to ask.
Colin, I'm still speaking here. I'm still speaking. So if you just be a little patient, you would hear the question.
Yeah.
So the question to you is, Colin, at what point are you going to take on the weight of commissioner in a professional manner and bring a stop to these sort of detainments under these torturous conditions that are against our constitution? That's my question to you. When will you stop this? Thank you, Junior. Listen off.
All right. Okay. All right.
I've always done my job as Commissioner of Police in a very professional and efficient manner, and I would continue to do that. That's the short answer to that question.
Right. So I'm getting the sense, and here is something I'm trying to understand as it relates to the citizens in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are very concerned about that rise, that increase.
Some of them.
Right. Some of them. Right. Of course, not everybody. So a lot of people, I mean, they are, I guess it's legitimate. It is legitimate that they are concerned about the rise in crime. The 4 murders that happened, the 4 homicides that happened in 4 days. What is the police doing in terms of the optics of showing the community that they are working on curbing this violent crime, and this is a forefront issue for the police force?
I, as Commissioner of Police, am also concerned. Every crime, more so murder, is significant concern to me. Let me put a context to the weekend's event. Based on our information, on Friday afternoon, there was what was supposed to be a friendly football match between 2 villages. There was some skirmish on the football field that ended up in persons players' records, and then the information they got into altercation. Some persons indicated that they going home and come back. Persons were going home and they were attacked. 2 persons were shot. They subsequently died. There was also the incident where a young lady saw come on her husband. Some issue broke down. She got killed. That person is currently in custody. There was another report where a young man he was shot somewhere in Kingston Park. So they were no way related. As I said before, one murder is one too many. And we are doing what we can to ensure that the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines are safe. What provision could any law enforcement officer in any part of the world make to prevent the young lady who got killed from being killed on Saturday? What provision could any law enforcement agency in any part of the world make to prevent the persons from being killed in England coming out of what was supposed to be a friendly football match? It is of concern to us, as I said before, but there are certain things that you definitely cannot make provision for. And these are some of the things that that occurred.
Yeah. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you're live. Go right ahead. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My name is Lizette King. Good evening, Junior.
Hey, good evening. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Go right ahead.
One of the questions you asked the commissioner was related to the prevalent crimes we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I was shocked that number one was not the issue of crimes against women. Only last Saturday, we had the most heinous killing of a woman who was apparently allegedly drugged, killed, taken somewhere miles away from her home. I happened to listen to your own Commissioner of Police of Grenada and was very impressed when he said, even if he sends the information of crime against women to the DPP, they, the police, will conduct their own internal investigation. I want to ask the Commissioner, John, when will he consider crimes against women as a serious issue in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? And what are his plans? And if possible, seek some advice from the Commissioner of Police in Grenada. Because, Mr. John, I want you to address the allegation against you yourself of sexual harassment against junior police officers. Until you can address that, you should not be sitting there to answer any questions about crime in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Just address the question, when are you going to take seriously the issue of crime against women, and when will you have yourself investigated? Take care.
I have always taken seriously crime against citizens generally, inclusive of crime against women. From the World St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force standpoint, we have set up the Sexual Offense Unit. We have worked along with the Ministry of National Mobilization to deal with issues of battered women. We have had several workshops with women group and other organizations. As regard the allegations, I know that they are unfounded, and I am happy that my quote-unquote fans, I see that they are here, have an opportunity to speak to me directly. I generally do not entertain them or look at anything that they post or anything. So at least I'm glad that, well, I know that they're happy that they have an opportunity to speak to me. Probably they may, feel important that they got the opportunity now. That's how.
Well, I think it's important that engagement, and I commend you for taking the opportunity to chat with us, because there are concerns, and those concerns, and you are handling it well. Whether those are legitimate concerns, and I think that it should be addressed. Let's jump to the next caller. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Good evening, sir. I'm calling from Florida.
Hey, Florida, go right ahead.
Yes. Question for the commissioner. First, you asked him about the crime situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes.
I'm a bit disappointed that he did mention sexual assault / rape and housebreaking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of housebreaking that goes on in the country that people don't report because the police does nothing. My second point to the commissioner, I wonder if he listened to the Hot 97 radio station this morning with that young lady who spoke about her experience of being bullied by another group of females, and the police did little or nothing. After 6 years, she's still met and harassed by these girls, and nothing has been done so far by the police. Listen to that young lady. She and her mother did all the investigation on the matter, and every time they called the police, it was always some excuse. They didn't get this. As a matter of fact, the young lady went down to say that the girls were in school at the time when this incident happened. When she spoke to the female officer who was dealing with the matter, she said to her, she called school and she couldn't get them. She and her mother in turn called the school and got an answer. They called her back and said, we got an answer from the school. She was supposed to be asking for a particular young lady at the school. She said, they said that she doesn't go to that school. They then called the school. They said the child is at the school. They went to the school and spoke to that young lady. And the police has done nothing of that situation after 6 years, and this young lady is still met and harassed by this group of ladies. What are you going to do about the situation, Mr. John? Thank you.
Well, first of all, it's the first time I did not listen to Hot 97 this morning. So I do not have the opportunity to listen to every radio station every minute of the day. So I didn't hear that. It's the first time it is brought to my attention. We also have a public relations and complaint department. If the person or other persons are so aggrieved, that's an avenue that they can utilize to lodge the complaint. Once it is done, it is very likely that those concerns would be brought to my attention.
All right. Another caller on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Yes, hi. I'm actually calling here from the United States. I would first like to make a statement, and then I would like to ask the Commissioner of Police 3 questions. And I'm someone that has worked, my name is Nyla John, and I'm president of Rise Haruna and also Love and SVG. And over the years, I have worked with commissioners of police to address the issue of domestic violence and gender-based violence, and I've had wonderful experiences with these commissioners. However, my first statement is we are not your fans. We are citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we are concerned citizens about what is happening in the country. My first question to you is, do you believe that you and your police force act in accordance with the law, and do you guys act with integrity? My second question, Ashel Morgan, a senator in the House of Parliament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the deputy director of public prosecution were both accused of shooting a man, Mr. John. Why were they not arrested? My third question to you, why do you and your police force continue to brutalize, arrest, storm the houses of protesters? Why do you continue to do this? Why do you continue to arrest peaceful protesters? Why do you continue to intimidate, you and your force continue to intimidate peaceful protesters? Why do you not take your resources and address the issues of gender-based violence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? It is plaguing the nation. Act as a commissioner, not as a puppet. Thank you.
Yes, the first question, it's not a belief. I know that the members of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force is generally a professional bunch. From time to time, we have persons who would be norms in our organization, but it's not belief. I know that I have hard and dedicated police officers, and I would stick them and I vouch for them. As the second question as regard Ashel Morgan and Mr. Nelson. The matter went to court. The court made an adjudication on that matter. The matter, as far as I'm, is finished. If Ms. John think that she has other means of redress, she can pursue it. As regards the issue of her allegation of harassing protesters, no one is above the law. Once an offense is committed or seem to have been committed, the police would act. The court would decide if the police acted correctly or incorrectly. That's my answer to those questions.
Yeah, back to the Ashel Morgan question, right? What was the conclusion of that investigation, and why were they not arrested? I never got to understand that.
As a lawyer, I can give some education in that regard.
Yes.
There are different means of matters getting to court. There are some offenses that are arrestable, direct arrestable offenses. There are some offenses that you can proceed by summons. Based on the advice of the Office of the DPP, they decide to proceed by summons. It is not exclusive to Ashel Morgan and Karim Nelson. Other persons from time to time, based on the nature of the offense, based on the penalty, or the serious nature of the offense, you may decide to proceed by summons. The Office of the DPP chose to adopt that route. The issue is that the matter ended up in court. The matter was ventilated in court. The court made an adjudication on the matter. So it had nothing to do with the police inaction in that regard.
Right. But they shot someone. The allegations were
the decision of the court did not say that. I have no evidence. Well, there's no
Go ahead. Sorry.
I cannot say that they shot anyone. I wasn't there, so I cannot give that evidence.
But the allegations, the direct allegations are that this guy, he got shot. Mr. John was shot. It's either he shot himself or somebody shot him.
That's a fact. Mr. John was shot, but I can't say who shot who, or I was not there.
Mm-hmm. So when in the police investigation and investigating this particular matter, was the conclusion that Mr. John shot himself? Or are you continue to investigate who shot Mr. John?
The matter went to court. The persons who said that they had evidence, or they had evidence relating to it, went to court. It was a matter where several operatives were very much involved and very much active in it. At the end of the matter, the magistrate made a ruling, and that's the position. As I said, I cannot give direct evidence as to how Mr. John got shot, or who shot Mr. John, or if he shot himself, or if he didn't shot himself. I cannot give that evidence. What is fact is that he got shot. I cannot say how that took place. And if persons had evidence to support that or to indicate that, they should have, and they could have gone to court and give that evidence.
Right. Let's jump back on the phone line again, guys. Right along live. Caller live. Where are you calling us from?
St. Vincent. This is Ashley John.
Yeah, hi. I'm hearing a lot of echo in your background.
Okay, let me turn on.
Yeah.
And again, guys, right along.
I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing the background. So turn on the background a bit.
You got it clear now?
Yeah, I got you now. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Good evening, Mr. Junior and the Commissioner of Police of St. Vincent. Now, I want to address the issue of discrimination and the fact that me as a returning national to St. Vincent, I have lost confidence in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force for two reasons. When I was in Union Island conducting a project, a report was made about me that I was trespassing in the seat. And within minutes, you had a black squad. You had detectives, and they came for me. They dragged me through the mangroves and the Ashton Lagoon. The building that they were parked next to was the Susgrand building. I told them I had permission to be there. Take me, just call up the manager of the building and ask if I don't have permission. They said to me, no, they ain't doing that. I told the officer, stop manhandling me. I have a serious heart issue, and if it could be fatal, do not manhandle me. I have not resisted arrest. Those 3 policemen lift me up and pelt me face down in the back of that police vehicle. Carried me to the station, did not search me in all my wet clothes. They pushed me to push me down in the bench in the station until I insist in speaking to the sergeant in charge. The sergeant asked me to use my phone to verify the same thing I asked him to do. I said, well, I can't let you use my phone because they refused me to bring my phone with me and my personal belongings. Within 2 minutes, the sergeant made one call. I was released without another question. Okay.
Right.
I come to Beckway now, right? And I was managing by the Beckway Marine. And I approached one of the owners and said to him on Christmas Eve night, listen, the staff needs to be paid. You know, you owe these people for months. The staff complaining that you are here eating. You're not paying them, and it's Christmas Eve night. They've got the families to go home to. I walk away from these men. I didn't hit them. I didn't curse them, nothing.
Right.
I was kidnapped in the building. I was beaten in that building. I was slammed into a deep freezer. Right. I was cuffed behind my head. One of the guys threw me down, slammed me on the ground.
Right.
And was choking me. And 3 times he made the word, I will kill you, I will kill you, I will kill you. It took 3 staff members to pull this man off of me. Right? I called the police twice. The police turned up and a corporal was there with them. 4 police turned up. Not a single arrest was made. I was bleeding. Right? Not a single arrest was made. None. Although they asked me to point out the 2 men,
right.
I pointed them out.
Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. John. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Is there a specific question that you want to
I come into the question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, the investigation, I even informed the Minister of National Security. I went to the senior superintendent, everybody. Now, okay, they said it was an issue of evidence, right? Okay. A visiting white lady, now about a week ago, at the same place with the same man, was pushed down to the ground. She wasn't beaten or nothing. She didn't have a single witness, right? She just received a bruise or so from the concrete ground. This man was arrested 2 days ago,
right,
without a single witness. You understand?
Right.
And he was charged and he was given station bail within 2 hours or so. Now, I want to know, why is it that there's discrimination, clear discrimination in the police force? Why are they behaving like this towards us, right? There's enough incidents to see that they discriminate against the Vincentians and treat the tourists and so on in a different manner. Now, my injuries were so severe that my ribs were nearly broken, right? I was injured in many ways. I had to take an X-ray and on medication. Right. And not a single arrest. Okay. Every time it is, system and thing. But no, one little push down for a white woman and he's arrested. Same man.
Right.
So I would like the commissioner to tell me why is the discrimination in handling these matters.
Okay. Mr. John?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There's no discrimination as far as I know. What I can do, I can offer Mr. John some free legal advice. He can seek the assistance of a lawyer. It's the first time this thing is being brought to my attention. I have no knowledge. I do not know Mr. John personally. I never heard of this incident before. I know of no reason why Mr. John should be discriminated against. If he feels so aggrieved, he can go to the police complaint department and make larger report. Or additionally, he can bring a private lawsuit against the individual officer, against the Commissioner of Police and the Attorney General to get some redress.
Yeah. When you say there's no discrimination, have there been a thorough investigation into discrimination to come to the conclusion that there are no discrimination in the police force?
Well, there's no report of any discrimination on what ground? There are sometimes police officers who may act in an excessive manner. I would not deny that. But to say you would go and discriminate against someone because of their intention, as Mr. John is saying. So why are not more Vincentian being arrested wantonly then?
Right. Okay. Got another caller on the line. 718-701-572. You got another caller on the line. Caller, go right ahead. You're live. Hello?
Good night.
Yeah, hi. Go ahead.
Good night.
Hey, good night. Caller, go right ahead.
I want to ask him. I want to ask him what are they doing about CJ Weeks, about these police who killed him?
About what?
I want to ask him what are he doing about the investigation about the young man CJ Weeks, who had been run over on the motorbike.
Oh, CJ, yes. The story that we covered here as well. What's the update on that story?
What are they doing about him?
Based on the information that I've seen contained in the file, there's no report of any police officer killing CJ Weeks or running over CJ Weeks. The file was submitted to the office of the DPP. The DPP will make a determination as to the way forward.
So the investigation. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
That young man was all burned up, and you could see where he get destroyed, and still they have not. You said they have no damage has been done by the police.
Well, I don't know who you are. I hope that you would be prepared.
My name is Roy. I'm calling from New York.
Hold on. Give the commissioner opportunity to speak, and then you could respond.
I hope that you will be willing to come to court and give that evidence about being burnt up and all those things. There's some medical documents. The initial doctor that saw the gentleman, the post-mortem. So I would hope that you seem to be armed with certain information. The coroner's inquest, if it is being held or when it is being held, would be open to persons who have evidence to contribute towards the incident. So you seem to be armed with a lot of information as regard it. So I hope when that time comes, you will be prepared to go to court and say what you have to say.
Yeah, we saw. Mr. Commissioner, hold on 1 second.
You could see all the damage that's done on the kid.
Right. Mr. Commissioner, we did an interview with the parents, the family of CJ. We saw some pictures. All right, the pictures and the story is a gruesome story anyway. But the pictures showed like this young man was. You could see physically that it was burnt, and it seemed as if he was beaten. So that was a very visible evidence.
I saw.
Okay, caller. Thank you.
Let me not comment further. You
go
understand?
Ahead, caller.
What I can say is that there's evidence contrary to what you purported to have seen, Mr. George. That's as much as I'm going to comment about it.
Okay. So, in other words, don't believe what we saw. Don't believe the pictures. The pictures.
Well, all I'm going to say, Mr. George, there's evidence that is contrary to what you purported to have seen.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we got another call on the line. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Good night. I'm calling from St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, the Grenadines. Go right ahead.
Yes, please. Question for Commissioner.
Yes.
John. I would like to find out if he honestly wanted to be on this program tonight, because I don't believe he's speaking the truth. He never knows anything. For how long he's commissioner now? he don't seem to know anything at all because a lot of questions have asked. He don't have any idea. He don't have any, you know, like he don't know what's going on. And to be honest, I had respect for him, but the last time I saw his behavior on a live that agent did, very childish, very selfish. He even referred to a lawyer. He's not obligated to speak to she and them kind of attitude there. Mr. John, I think you should resign. Thank you and good night.
Well, anyway, guys.
I don't think that warrants a comment. That's the sanitized version I give. I don't think it warrants a comment. Yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll take 3 more calls. We'll take 3 more calls and do a quick summary here. Caller on the phone line, you're live.
Yes. Good evening again. I noticed Mr. John has been making attempts to offer legal advice to certain individuals. I would just like for him, as Commissioner of Police, to explain to me and the rest of the public the process of arrest, bail, charge, and whatever else happens after that.
Okay, thank you.
I can do that, but I don't think we have enough time. I would give you the opportunity to explore Google or other search engines and do some self-education in that regard. I can do it, but I'll give you the opportunity to utilize your potential in that area.
Right. Mr. John, what could people on the ground in St. Vincent and the Grenadines do if they have these issues, those burning questions? Because I take it that a lot of people, based on what people are saying on the live, based on the calls that's coming in, there are people that really, they have some anger inside. Is there some place that they could go and address these issues in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Because it seems to be a lot.
Well, I don't know about a lot. I know there are certain group of persons. I would refer to them as the usual, not even suspects, the usual expects. You expect certain things from certain set of people. Notwithstanding that, if persons generally are aggrieved, as I said before, if they're not comfortable with the police, they can go to their lawyers and the lawyers can find ways of getting it either to the police or to other bodies. Also, there's the police oversight committee that is headed by a minister of religion, and that body frequently interface with the police. So that's 2 areas in which 2 methods that they can use to address their concerns.
Okay. We got last call and we're going to talk very briefly. We have like about 10 minutes, I promise you, about 10 minutes, and we're going to wrap it up here. I want to talk about fighting corruption and the mechanism that's in place to fight corruption. But we got last call. That's the final call. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from New York. How are you?
Yeah, New York. Go right ahead.
So, Mr. John, I've got a few questions that I need answered.
Hold on, caller. One second. Your audio breaking up pretty bad. Your audio breaking up pretty bad. Try again.
Is it better now?
No, it's not. All right. It like you have a bad connection. All right. Try again.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Take this last caller here. Caller, you're live. You're the final caller.
Good afternoon, Junior.
Hey. Good afternoon. Go right ahead.
I'm calling from St. Vincent.
Go right ahead, St. Vincent.
Yeah, good afternoon, Junior. I'm Colin.
Yes.
Colin?
Yes?
Caller, go right ahead. Yeah, caller, go right ahead.
Yes, Junior, come.
Yeah.
Colin, Mr. John.
I'm hearing you.
Caller, go right ahead. We're hearing you.
Yes. The lady who's house to live in Enum, Sister Shuaki downstairs. Move out the woman's house. Do I wash your house? Come on, the woman downstairs.
What? I didn't get that. Anyway. All right, guys. This is the final call. This was the final call. Cobes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I said this was the final call. I don't know if the caller made a statement. I didn't understand what he just said. All right. On a final note, Mr. John, we saw something happen last week involving a head of state in the BVI, the premier of the BVI. And after investigation was done, they realized that it seems as there was systemic corruption in government, from the police force to the opposition, to the ports. It's widespread. It seems like it was widespread. So much so that the UK has recommended that they suspend the constitution for over a period of 2 years so they could sort out and vet everybody else, including the police, the head of the police. What is St. Vincent and the Grenadines doing to fight corruption? And I'm not talking about corruption on the ground. I'm talking about corruption in the hierarchy of government, if there is to be.
Well, once there's any allegation or any signs of corruption, we are investigating it. As I said before, crime fighting is not we're not just doing it as a country as St. Vincent and Grenadines. We are signatory to several treaties as regards from transnational crimes. We're often in consultation, and we are all often interfacing with the regional security system, CARICOM impacts, US Southern Command. So once these things are detected, we walk along with it, and once investigation reveals that there's corruption within the police force, within any system of government, we'll deal with it. I often say that the only thing worse than a criminal is a corrupt law enforcement officer. And I often tell my men that. Because the criminals, you expect certain behavior from them, so you would be allowed as to their mode of conduct. While a corrupt police officer, you may be blindsided by them. So as an organization, as the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, we take a zero tolerance approach towards corruption and integrity matters within the organization.
Yeah. And I promise that was the last call, but I see a call coming in. I had to take it the last person. I didn't understand what to say. I promise you this is the last and final one right now, and then we're out of here. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Junior, good night, my brother.
Hey, good night, caller.
I'm calling from St. Vincent. My name is Kenson King.
Hey, Mr. King, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. So I've been listening for the longest while. I was in a bus. I would have called before. So thanks for taking the call. One of the questions I would like to ask the commissioner is, how long does the Constitution state that a person should be detained from lockup to being charged, to being taken before a magistrate or judge? And number two, for bailable offences, why is it that senior officers who are in charge of the police station, they cannot grant bail unless the commissioner says so? I'll wait here for those two answers.
Right.
The answer to the first question, 48 hours. The answer to the second question, the bail, the station bail, is discretionary based on the serious nature of the offense. That's the answer to the questions.
Okay, let me correct you here. number one. It is not 48 hours. The Constitution is clear where it says that within 24 hours, a person should be charged after being locked up. Anything after that, you're holding that person illegally. And they have 48 hours within which to take that person before a magistrate. You don't have 48 hours to hold them. You have 48 hours within which to act. So you guys need to stop this nonsense. You see? You need to stop it. And also, how is it that you are saying that you are so professional, but and it was so sad that the last time I was locked up, that a Grenadian inmate had to be asking if that was the commissioner behaving the way you were. But my final question to you is...
Well, that's a Grenadian's opinion. Everybody is entitled to his opinion, Mr.
Yes, because of your childish behavior. Because of your childish behavior, and you were on a Facebook Live, so everyone saw you. The other thing is, Colin, when you threatened me and told me that you would slap me, right? And you said that you did it to more. You did more than that to more than me. You admitted to abusing persons. Why is it that you are not investigating yourself on these matters? And also on the sexual harassment matters that are on you? Because there are recordings of you, Colin. There are recordings of you cursing out your female officers when you have made sexual advances to them, yeah? And they refuse your advances. And there are officers who are ready to come forward, yeah, in court. So you need to stop these things and investigate yourself first before you start to investigate others. Good night.
Right. Okay. All right.
I don't think that a comment, Junior. I know, as I said before, I'm surprised that this fan of mine took so long to come on. But I expected and I was prepared for those persons, all of them.
Right. All right. No more calls. Mr. Colin, let me ask you a question. Will you come back?
Of course. I'm having fun, Junior.
You are.
I'm having fun.
I like you.
Of course.
I like you.
I can give as much as I can take. Trust me.
Okay. All right. So it's nice to know that you'll come back. My producer is telling me, cut it right here. We have no further to go. But listen, what advice could you give? Because the corruption thing is a big issue. And the purpose of us going through all these police commissioners and trying to understand is seeing how we could curtail the corruption, or what is being done, or what is being put in place to curtail the corruption. Advice you would give to the people, government and people of the BVI after what they've just been through?
Well, I don't know. I'm in a position to advise the government and people of the BVI. I can advise persons generally that the way in which enforcement is done worldwide, there's very little space for criminals to operate successfully. It's not a matter of if, but when you'll be caught. Look, this big drug lord in Colombia got caught yesterday. So there's technology in place. There's sufficient resources available to law enforcement officers to narrow the space for criminals to operate. So it's incumbent on persons to always operate above board and to be legitimate in your dealings, more so as law enforcement officers and public officials.
Right. Well, listen, Mr. John, I thank you. You sat in the hot seat there, and you took a lot of punches coming at you, and I'll take you up on the offer to come back.
Of course.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep in touch. All right. Thank you. That was the Commissioner of Police there, Mr. Colin John. Now, I want you guys to give us a call. We're still on. We open up the phone line still. I want you guys to talk to me a bit. Talk to me. Vincentians, call me up. Vincentians. I want to hear from you guys. 718-701-5720. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about what you heard here today? Just talk to me. Call us up. Phone lines on the screen, 718-701-5720. My producer, Lynn, is going to absolutely kill me because she giving me Kong Dong. End it right now. Lynn, give me 10 minutes, I promise you. All right, take some more calls. Vincent, call me up. I want to hear what you guys think. What you guys thought about what was said here today. What other issues that need to be addressed or needed to be addressed. Let's have this conversation right now. 718-701-5720. Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk. 718-701-5720. All right. Oh boy. All right, let's take this call right now. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior.
Yeah, hi, caller.
Junior?
Hi.
Yes, I won't be long. You know something? That performance was totally embarrassing. Referring to people who have concerns as fans. That's childish, immature, and infantile. The man doesn't even know that he's stupid, with all due respect. We have a situation in St. Vincent where women are being murdered. A nurse was murdered 3 years ago, and the guy who murdered her was driven in big ride, according to the young people, and he did not even mention that as number one. And they're telling me he is dealing with it properly. Junior, I know you're not stupid. I listened to the Grenadian Commissioner of Police, and unless he's a con man, he should be reaching out to Colin John to help Vincentians deal with the issue of sexual harassment and murder of women, and hardly anything happening with it, especially if they're committed by members of a particular party. Take care.
Thank you, caller. 718-701-5720. We're taking your call. Vincentian, call me up. I want to hear from you guys. What are some of the pertinent issues that needs to be addressed, that you did not hear addressed, that you would like addressed? Because what we are going to be doing next, in the next interval, the next round of this interviews, is talking to head of state. So we are putting out a call into the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Also, we're going to be speaking with the, hopefully, we land some luck in finalizing an interview with the Prime Minister of Barbados. That's going to be soon. We're looking to also bring on the Commissioner of Police in Grenada, Mr. Martin, and have this conversation. We're going to make that call as well and make it happen so people could voice their legitimate questions and concerns. All right, I think it's important that happen, because absent of that, you find a lot of angry people with unanswered questions. And it surely doesn't help when the answers are not direct, right? I mean, everybody needs to get the issues dealt with. And if you don't, then it seems like you're being ignored. And we don't want anybody to feel like they're ignored, all right? So the phone lines are still open, 718-701-5720. Vincentians, talk to me. Vincentians, call me up. Hold on, I think I have somebody on the line. Let me see. Call me up. Vincentians, we have about 2 more minutes. Taking a few more calls. Let's find out what are some of the issues that should have been dealt with that was not dealt with, and some of the issues that you need addressed. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, caller, live. Where are you calling us from?
Me again.
Yes, hi.
Yes, I am very disappointed of the Mr. John referring to people as his fans. Now, in case Mr. John didn't know, fan is a short for fanatic, eh?
Right.
So, and I'm very disappointed again that he couldn't take time to educate me on the process from arrest to charge to bail. Now, if I go and Google that, it doesn't mean that it's specific to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I wanted the process from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Right.
You know. But as the last caller said, that is what I wanted from him, because Mr. John and the other police officers have the opinion that they could keep you there for 48 hours, don't charge you, and then let you. So they take you up on a Friday, they keep you Saturday, Sunday, and they let you on Monday morning, and they feel good to themselves about that.
Right.
You know, and that's what the people are complaining about. You shouldn't be doing this to people, and it is something that is done out of spite. That they take you up on a Friday and they have you in the deplorable conditions over the weekend, and then they take you to court. And sometimes Monday morning, not even charged yet. I mean, as far as I know, once you are charged, you're supposed to be given bail. You understand? Once it's a bailable offense. And the situation with the Morgan Nelson issue,
yes,
everybody knows that once a firearm is involved, it's an arrestable offense. Everybody knows that. So for Mr. John to come on the Facebook and tell us that some process are done by summons and some are done by once it's a gun crime, it's an arrestable offense.
Right.
And to say that Mr. John said that Miss Morgan put a gun to his head, whether it's in his mouth or to his head, you understand? She doesn't have a license firearm, so she should be arrested for the possession of firearm until. As a matter of fact, the police shouldn't be arresting people before investigations. You know, but it's St. Vincent we're talking about. And anything goes.
Hi, caller. Thanks for calling.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, thanks for calling. Caller, you live? Wait. Hello? Yeah, hi, caller, you live. Hello?
Hey, it's Kenson again.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, how you doing?
It's Kenson again.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Listen, I was listening to the caller a while ago, and listen, the commissioner of police, I think he needs to institute more training for many of his officers, because sad to say, let me say first, they are good officers. They are good officers who know their job, who do their job. The sad thing is that these officers are not allowed to shine,
right,
most of the time, right? And then you have some who they have been sent into the force, most of them by politicians. Most of the senior people handpicked by politicians, just like Colin. And so you have an issue where most of the time the law is not followed. Most of them don't even know the law, right? Let me give you an example. The first time that police ever came to me to try to arrest me was one time I just got home from work. They came to pick me up. I asked why. Nobody knew. 5 officers, including a corporal, and nobody knew why they came to lock me up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They made a call, and they were like, telling me he's been locked up for breaking various sections of the Cybercrime Act. Now I had to ask, what section? You can't just come and want to lock me up for breaking various sections of the Cybercrime Act. The criminal code, the constitution, all of these things are clear as to how an arrest is to be made. You see? And so right there, I had to school these officers along with my lawyer as to what their job is. Now, I've been on the receiving end of this weekend lack of kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on more than one occasion, maybe about 5 or 6 occasions. And on these occasions, it's a matter of, and it's not that they don't know. I remember one time when I was locked up, my lawyer, Jomo Thomas, he came and he warned them about having me arrested for more than 24 hours without a charge. As a matter of fact, I was locked up for 32 hours without a charge and then released. No charge. You see? And these are the kind of things that are being done. But also there's a humanitarian side to this, where I want the commissioner of police the Prime Minister's Minister of Security, and the Human Rights Association and all of these people to take stock of the torturous condition that persons who are locked up have to bear for an entire weekend. You're talking about no place, no proper place to sleep. You're talking about unsanitary places, you know, with sometimes the amount of inmates in one cell. It's not proper because you can't even turn where you have to lie down, you know, and it's cold concrete. You see what I'm saying? With running water in a cell, yeah, water continuously running, and you have one slab of concrete, maybe about 6 by 6, where maybe sometimes 11 people have to try to lie down to sleep. And these are the kind of conditions. So when Colin John wants to come on here and pretend that all is hunky dory, it is not. No, he knows the things that are being spoken here, and that is why I was able to call here and address him face to face. You see what I'm saying?
Hi.
Right.
Because and I'm challenging him. They like to sue. They like to sue. Let him bring a case for what I said tonight. Because they like to sue, and that is why he's running. Because he himself wanting to investigate corruption, sexual charges and all of this, when he is plumb in the middle of it. He's plumb in the middle of it as Commissioner of Police. And they are recordings, they are female officers who are already on the board of coming forward, but they know that right now with the government and with that commissioner, it's a waste of time. Because even though they want to bring a matter, a personal matter, against a civil matter against the commissioner, any one of them, it is not going to go anywhere because you have to seek a fiat from the DPP before anything like that can happen. And you don't want to know how that fiat came into play. It was after our said Prime Minister was accused of rape by a female police officer.
Well, you said
and these are the issues.
The accusations, as we said, we don't have no solid evidence. I know that this has been a conversation.
You see what I spoke about Colin there? Yeah. There is solid evidence. There is solid evidence. That is why I speak it publicly without fear. A matter of fact, I know the young ladies. The recordings are there. And you should hear the kind of language he used to one of these young officers. A matter of fact, he's fighting that young female officer right now. I have seen more than one doctor referral and letters sent to him to tell him, don't put this young lady on beat and so forth. A matter of fact, this young lady was beaten by another male officer. And not that is yet to see the light of day. That investigation is yet to see the light of day. You see what I'm saying?
Just as I asked the commissioner, are there independent outlets where people could vent these type of issues? There's none.
Yes, you can vent, but to whom? All of these people are one piece in a pod, brother. Right. And that is the problem we have in Sendence because most of them are hand-picked and all of them are bodies. And that's the problem. Right. Yeah? That's our main problem. But we'll talk another time.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for taking the call.
All right, no problem. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for being a part of our programming today, guys, as we try to get some information. I thank Mr. Colin John for coming on and sitting in the hot seat. And I'm promising to come back as well. This is our final call. Caller, you're the last call, and then I'm going to shut it off. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Junior. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you a question, Junior, something slightly different for people who are listening, people in St. Vincent who are listening, and people who are in Grenada who are sharing the audience with us. Is it quite normal for you to have a commissioner of police who will outwardly and boldly support a political party while he is in the position of commissioner of police and go to political rallies and events, get on Facebook cursing people about politics, all of that. Is that normal in Grenada for you to have someone in public office to that stature, displaying such level of political partisanship, knowing that he's in the position that he's in? Do you see that quite regularly?
No, I think that, and this is a problem that we've been having, and I had this conversation with Gary Griffith from Trinidad earlier this week. I firmly believe that the police commissioner and the person who sits in that position should have some kind of independence, a high level of independence, because oftentimes there might be some corrupt activities happening in the government. Now, if that police force is not independent, and he tried to go after a minister or someone that may consider high above him, he could essentially be fired, right? So if there's no independence in that office, it's very problematic. That system, as I said when I was speaking with Gary, it's ripe for corruption. But the whole Caribbean region is set up like that. The Prime Minister select the police commissioner. And oftentimes that's what you see. It's not only in St. Vincent.
My next question is, Junior, before I go, as it's already after 1 here. Now, as Ken would have rightfully said, that these allegations, well, they are not allegations. I mean, pretty much everybody have this voice note of the commissioner cursing this young lady out, going all down in her mother and reaping up her existence and all of that. And this is the kind of behavior that we've seen from this commissioner time after time after time. We saw when this commissioner was coming out of court one time, he went back and pushed against Margaret London, who is an activist and a radio announcer. He actually stepped back and pushed her when he was prosecutor. These were all behaviors he's had before he went into the office of commissioner. And now that he's in the office of commissioner, he's been using that position as a means to display his disgust and his aggression, and even firmly plant the root of his politicism.
Right.
And using his power to control people. And, most of the time, the people who speak out against the commissioner are people who are of the opposition side. So he assumed that he can make jokes and tell people, go and Google it if you don't know it. I mean, this is a public official. You're a public servant, and somebody's asking you a question, a serious question that comes under the realm of your office, and you can't answer. You're telling them to go Google it. This is not behavior that is new. This is behavior that is normal in St. Vincent. And people need to understand that this is the stupidness that is happening. Who are you going to complain to? You complain to the people who make up the committee, the complaints committee, who work under the commissioner. You complain to the people who work under the Prime Minister, who put the commissioner in place.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. And people need to understand that this is not exactly what's happening across the region, because a lot of things are now dismissed as, that is what is going on in the world, or that is what is going on in the region. And people are expected to just accept it as the norm. But you need to let people understand that this is not happening in Grenada. It's not happening right there. If it can't happen in Grenada, why should it be happening to us?
Right.
But brilliant program, excellent program.
Thank you, Colin.
I hope when Colin comes back, he comes with a more serious attitude, and he comes with honest and sensible answers for people. But brilliant program as usual, Junior. Take care.
Thank you so much, Colin. Appreciate you. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for calling. Thanks for being a part of our program today. Continue to share and wish us luck, as in the next couple of weeks we're going to be trying to get on here the Prime Ministers of Barbados and also the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Police Commissioner of Grenada, and also the President of Guyana. Working hard to bring them on the program to chat a bit. All right, guys, let me tell you what's happening in our neck of the woods. If you're in New York, guys, if you're in New York, I want you guys to come and celebrate my birthday with me. For 2 years, I didn't celebrate my birthday, and I'm celebrating it this year. May 13th, inside Brooklyn. Let's come and have a ball. Whether you're from Trini, Vinci, wherever you're from, we're going to have a ball. Inside 178 Newport. Kobe, tell them about it. Drop the ad.
Friday, May 13th, Brooklyn, New York. Are you ready to play a wicked mass as Ride Along presents Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Everything must glow. Junior George official birthday party featuring live from Grenada for the very first time. Little Jello.
Why not Ginger?
Jello.
And you're playing bad guy.
Together with the Energy Kings of Soca, Looney Spark and Electrify Live. Also coming to shell the place down. It's Mr. Lex and Denise Swasiwa Belfon. All going down inside 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. Get your Oliver tickets for only $30 more at the door. Get them on Eventbrite, nightmass.eventbrite.com. And for more details, 718-701-5720. Your DJs, DJ Hot Stepper, Lil B, and DJ Spice. It's Midnight Mass, the Ultra Glow Fest. Glow sticks on entry. Wear something white. Midnight Mass. Inside of Brooklyn, 178 Newport Street. Friday, May 13th.
Yeah, Midnight Mass, guys. Midnight Mass. Want to see you guys in the place. Yes, so May 13th, Brooklyn, New York. Friday, May 13th. It's a glow event. Glow stick. Glow products, everything must glow. Wear white, all right? We're celebrating in white. My official birthday party, May 13th in Brooklyn, New York. All you fly up, come across, take a plane. It's gonna be nice. Sasiwa Dennis Belfon, first time in New York from Grenada, the man Little Jello, Looney Spark and Electrify. And I have a special surprise, Vinci friend. Big time Vinci artist. That go be inside of the place. I ain't giving all you no clue. I ain't telling all you nothing. It'll be nice. Kobe, what is happening? Kobe, tell them.
On Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, New Face Promotion presents Retro Bingo. Up to $5,000 in cash. 5 $200 games, 2 $500 games, 1 $1,000 game, and the jackpot $2,000. Retro Bingo going down at 178 Newport Street. Music by DJ Flawless, No Apology, and DJ Hot Stepper. Your tickets cost $40. More at the door. For more info, call 347-304-5453. Zelle or Cash App is accepted. Start time 7 p.m. It's Retro Bingo. Mother's Day, Sunday, May 8th. Lots of giveaways for the ladies. Retro Bingo, up to $5,000 in cash. Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Come back to me, Mirapida. Yay! Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program. And also, I want to tell you guys about becoming a supporter of Ride Along Live. You know, we go out every single day, look for situations, and no matter where, what part of the world, to help, to lend our support. And there are so many people that need our support right now. Sometimes it comes from our own pocket to donate. So when you donate to Ride Along, when you're a supporter of Ride Along, you are actually helping us help others. And you kind of paying it forward as well, right? Because you never know, you might need our assistance as well. So it's very simple to become a supporter. This is how you do it. My name is Junior George, founder and host of Ride Along Live. And I'm inviting you to become a paid subscriber to this platform. With your support of just $4.99 per month, you could do so much to help this platform grow and to help us help you and others around the world. We encourage you to click that link and become a supporter today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Also, finally, if you're you have a business and you want to market or advertise your business on Ride Along Live, give us a call, 718-701-5722, or inbox us. Market your business. Remember, I didn't say advertise it. Market your business on Ride Along Live. Let us send your business viral. All right? Advertise, market your business with us. Call 718-701-5720 or inbox Ride Along Live. Peace out on behalf of all of our team Ride Along, our producer extraordinaire, Lois JJ. Thank you so much. Also in the chat we have Kibbs, moderator, Deanne Fraser and Gail in the virtual world chat room. And inside studio with me, the man that take care of everything, Jacoby's on the mixer, making sure everything is running perfectly fine. Big up yourself, Jacoby. Or everyone from Team Ride Along, we say thank you. Catch you guys again tomorrow for Right Trivia.